Since I've already installed my T-nut on this wedge, I had to find a center punch that would go through that. So I'll just locate it like this. Kind of eyeball that. And I'm going to put this behind it. Give me something else. Something to bang into. So this wedge is just a hair smaller than this, so I'm trying to center it up as best I can. Just by feeling this. I don't know that it's all that critical. We'll find out. Right about right there, I think, is good. And there's my mark. That's where I'll drill my hole. So I gotta, oh, I marked it on the wrong side. X goes down. That's okay. I got room to work with this. Right there. Alright, I'm going to circle this one. That's my hole. So we'll get the other one here. And this is going to be on the 2 side, whichever side that is. This goes with 2. I think 2 is over there. Okay. Now 1. X is down. Should be good. Well, good news and bad news. The good news is this wedge on number 1 here is perfect. Nailed it. Bad news is wedge number 2 is horrible. I don't know how this happened. But it's shifted over. And if I flip it, well, it's not as bad as I thought, but I can do better. It's flush here, and it's off over on this side. So I am going to try this again. I do have enough room to flip this block. And I did check it for square. It is square. And this is the dimple I made the first time. I don't know if that's going to work. Let's see. Nope. Alright, I gotta do it from this side. Alright, here goes. Alright, success. And it does only go one way. That I had this flip around and it didn't work, but you flip it the opposite way, the way I made the mark, the side I made the mark on, I guess. So yeah, that's good. So I got a little reveal on both sides. Okay, so 2 and 1, and this is 2. I got that marked, and this is 1. This is inside. That goes in. And this goes in. Alright, that works. Now, before I put this together, I got to determine the height that I want to cut these at. So this is the height I want to cut these end caps to. Just even with that, or even with that, or just below it. I'm going to shoot for even. Actually, I should shoot for just below because that ramp goes all the way past. I don't want that thing to be interfered with. So let's see what I have here. Three and just a hair over 3/8, about a 32nd over 3/8. 3 3/8. I'll cut them a little long and then sneak up on that cut. So I want to cut, this is going to be my waist side. And this is going to be my waist side. Alright, I'll get these cut and we'll be right back. Alright, so I've figured out that these end caps will also be my stop. Because they're just slightly below the surface. I'm going to make sure, like that. I don't know why they want them to ride up like that. What I'm going to do is dowel this end first. Take this off. Well, I'll leave it on for a second. And what I found here is, because I've got that locked, I just was playing around. But that raises that bed up nice, just really nice. Just by pushing it in. So that's some nice action. I'm very pleased with that. I hope hope I can maintain that. Yeah. All right. So yeah, I'm gonna box in this end first. Use some dowels for alignment. Figure out what my cut length is, and then I can I'll do the other end. And once I have this box made, my thought is I'll just glue it to the base. We'll see how it goes, because the base is just a hair thinner. I might have to run, maybe I'll run this through the planer, thin it up a little bit. I'll take care of that. We'll get it to work. All right, I understand now why in the original video I viewed of this, he had cut this back, I'm guessing maybe to within 1/4 inch or 3/8 of an inch straight back. So there was no need for a tunnel. When you start to raise just one end, like this corner wants to bind on the end block. So I'm going to put a slight taper on this, probably 10 degrees. I've got it marked both directions. I'll bring it to within maybe, I don't know, 1/2 inch of the top, and then I don't think it'll be a problem anymore with this if you're just gonna run a taper and you only want to raise one end. So let me do that, then I'll figure out the length that I need to cut these, and then I can put my other dowels in. This turned out really nice, right on the money. I've forgotten how much, I haven't used this in a long time, but it is a really nice jig and a pleasure to use. Alright, I've got this tight on both ends, and I can operate this just beautifully just by pushing this wedge. It releases, you know, it opens up a little gap here, and that's expected. But then when it comes back down, it's right back down nice and snug again. So I can cut them. Nice and snug. I just love it when a plan comes together. This thing went together just beautifully. And I'm going to glue this together. Now that I have both ends in here. Oh yeah. Try this side. Yep, there's enough air in there to compress that basically, so it won't, but I mean I'll be pulling it back anyway. It's good. Alright, well, I hope this doesn't come back to bite me, but when I put these rods in here, I have to put a washer and a nylock on there, but I'm pretty sure that there's room in here through this tunnel. So I know that there's room for this nylock, and I can show you that. There's plenty of room for that. And then if I get a washer here, I think I'm going to be okay. I can't use a big one. I could grind that off, I guess. This is a US. I need an SAE. I've got those right here. So yeah, that goes in there. So I should be okay. I just had a little mini heart attack there. And then I'll let this set up a bit, and then I'll be able to turn this over and thread those on. I probably want to put a washer back here too. Alright, before I put these in, I'm going to take and run this on my joiner. It's just a fraction wider than this base, and I'm going to make it a fraction smaller, I guess. And then that way I can hand plane the base to match this. I'm going to run one, yeah, I'll probably run both sides. Both sides will give me a little bit more room to work with. So I'll do that and then I'll be right back. Well, you're probably wondering what the heck's going on here. I just ran this through my planer instead of my jointer to get, I could control the depth of cut much better. And the reason I put these in here is because this would flex just enough in the middle and it wasn't cutting. So those down feed rollers put enough pressure on that to flex it. And luckily I had my saw still set up when I made this cross cut. So these fit perfectly, and that gave me a nice finish. And now it should be a hair smaller than my base. And it is just a hair smaller. I mean, that's almost right on the money. So I'm going to cut this to length, or approximate length. But I'm not going to glue it on just yet. Pencil, here it is. Okay. All right. This end cap got just a little proud of the end right on the bottom here. I'll hit that with a block plane. This end's pretty good. So, yeah, I guess I'll do that before I screw these in. But clean this up right here. These will come in handy again when I clamp it. There's not a lot to take off there. There's that grain running. I think I'm going my way. Nice and flush. Okay. Once I get the base on and everything else put together, I'll come back and show you how it works. I might show you how it goes together too, I guess I should. There's one thing that I did have, that I don't have, that is in that original video, is he had side locks here, and I don't know that that's necessary. I'm going to find out, I guess. If it is necessary, I can still add those. But first, I want to get this base figured out here. Cut it to rough length, and then maybe put a couple of dowels in to line it up, and then go from there.